Hi, Aith. Welcome back to my channel here on HubSpot. And as you know, we were discussing about exercise 3.3 and we have discussed up to question number 3. And few more questions are waiting in this exercise. And the remaining question, I'm going to filter the important ones. And through this video session, we will solve only the important questions in this exercise. Okay, in all exercise, we will focus to the important question. In that way, I will filter the questions. Okay, and as usual, I promise I will not leave any difficult question and important question. We will solve all the difficult and important ones without wasting time. Let me go to question number very next question. I think very next question we can leave because it is very simple. And now we are going to focus about question number 5. Okay. This is your question number 5. The measures of two adjacent angles of a parallelogram are in the ratio 3:2. Find the measures of each of the angles of the parallelogram. The measures of two adjacent angles of a parallelogram are in the ratio 3:2. That means in a parallelogram, the measurement of two adjacent angles are not given. Instead of measurement, they have given the ratio of two adjacent angles 3:2. Find the measure of each of the angles of the parallelogram. So let me explain the question by drawing a figure. That means, in this question, it is discussing about a parallelogram. No, any doubt in that? No, the question discussing about a parallelogram. So just draw a figure of a parallelogram and let me name it as ABCD, some ABCD. And in the question, the question is saying about two adjacent angles, isn't it? Measures of two adjacent angles. So question is saying about two adjacent angles. So let me mark two adjacent angles. Can I mark the adjacent angles as this angle and this angle? No, you have to mark adjacent angle as this angle or this angle or this angle and this angle. The angle should be, two angles should be adjacent. So let it be this angle and this angle for this time. Any problem? No. And instead of giving this measurement of these two adjacent angles, they have given the ratio. That means these angles are in the ratio 3:2. What? Angles are or adjacent angles are in the ratio 3:2. The measurement of angles are not given. Instead of that, adjacent angles measurements are not given. Instead of that, their ratios are given. What is that? 3:2. Then can you convert? How we can convert a ratio into a number? Yes, if the ratio is 3:2, how we can convert into a number? 3x and 2x. We already discussed, isn't it? Because we already discussed this kind of question. Not this kind of question, but we already discussed the question with the ratio and we know how to convert a ratio into a number. So, in adjacent angles, ratios are given as 3:2. So, now we can easily write adjacent angles are. Ratios are given actually 3:2. Adjacent angles ratios are given as 3:2. So, now we can easily write the adjacent angles are what? 3x and 2x. So now we can mark the angle as 3x and 2x. So first of all, the ratio was given 3:2. So I am not supposed to mark here it as 3 and here it as 2. Why? Because this is ratio, not the measurement. But we know how to convert a ratio into a number, or in this case, how to convert a ratio into a measurement. How? If the ratio is 3:2, just write it as 3x and 2x. That will be the corresponding measurement of the angle. Now we can write adjacent angles are 3x and 2x. I think it is very clear for you. Okay. Once again, let me repeat. Adjacent angles ratio is given as 3:2. Adjacent angles are not given. So how we can convert in terms of angles? 3x and 2x. So and now we can mark it as 3x and 2x. The measurement of this angle is 3x and measurement of this angle is 2x. But we need the measurement in terms of a number, not in terms of x. So we are going to calculate that. Okay. So what is the speciality of adjacent angles of a parallelogram? Their sum should be 180. In other words, what we can say, adjacent angles are supplementary. What? Adjacent angles are supplementary. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. അഡ്ജസൻറ്റ് ആംഗിൾസിൻ്റെ റേഷ്യോ ആണ് 3:2 എന്ന് തന്നേക്കുന്നത്. അല്ലാതെ അഡ്ജസൻറ്റ് ആംഗിൾസ് തന്നിട്ടില്ല. അപ്പം ആ റേഷ്യോനെ നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് മെഷർമെൻറ്റിലോട്ട് മാറ്റുക? 3x ഉം 2x ഉം. അതായത് ആദ്യത്തെ ആംഗിൾ 3x ഉം രണ്ടാമത്തെ ആംഗിൾ 2x ഉം ആക്കി എടുത്തു. ആൻഡ് വി നോ ദാറ്റ് അഡ്ജസൻറ്റ് ആംഗിൾസ് ആർ സപ്ലിമെൻ്ററി. വാട്ട് യു മീൻ ബൈ ദാറ്റ്? Sum of the adjacent angle should be 180. That means, can I write angle A plus angle B is equal to 180? Isn't it? Because these are adjacent angles. That means angle A is nothing but 3x, angle B is nothing but 2x. So can I write 3x plus 2x is 180? Yes. That implies what is 3x plus 2x? 5x. 5x is equal to 180. That implies, can you tell me the value of x? You know how to solve for x, no? We already discussed 5x is equal to 180. What is the value of x? 3x plus 2x is 5x. Right side as it is 180. That implies x will be what? Here 5 is multiplied with x. So when you take that 5 to right side already 180 x is there. When you take this 5 to right side, it becomes divided by 5. And what is 180 divided by 5? In 5, how many 5? 1. In 18, how many 5? 3 5s are 15. Remainder 3. So 3 is 30. 3 and 0 become 30. In 30, how many 5? 6. So in that way, we got the value of x as what? 36. We got the value of x as 36. Any problem? Okay, 36. See, we got the value of x as 36. Now can you calculate the, so actually what is the question? Question is not to calculate the value of x. We have to calculate the measure of each angles of the parallelogram. That means you are supposed to calculate what is angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Okay. Then now it is the time to calculate angle A. What is angle A? 3x. That implies 3 into x. What is x? 36. No? Any problem? No. 180 degree. Then what is angle B? Angle B is nothing but 2x. That is nothing but what? 2 into 36. What is that? 72 degree. So in short, I got the angle A as 108 degree and angle B as what? 72 degree. If this angle A is equal to 108, then what will be angle C? It is a parallelogram, so opposite angle should be equal. So angle A and angle C should be equal. If it is 108 degree, this also will be what? 108. And angle B and angle D should be equal. If angle B is 72, angle D also should be what? 72. Are you following me? Yes. So then now we can write angle C also will be what? 108 degree and angle D it will be 72 degree. Why? Because in a right reason in a common. So because both are having the same reason. Why? Because opposite angles of a parallelograms are equal. I think you may understood. So angle A is equal to 108, angle B is equal to 72, angle C is equal to 108 and angle D is equal to 72. Any problem? Okay. This is the answer for the question. Question number 6. Read question number 6. Two adjacent angles of a parallelogram have equal measures. Two adjacent angles of a parallelogram have equal measures. That means the question says that in a parallelogram, let it be some ABCD. In a parallelogram ABCD, two adjacent angles are equal. Two adjacent angles having equal measure means two adjacent angles are equal. So if you can select these two angles as adjacent angles, their measurement is equal. In the previous question, the ratio was given, but here no ratios are given. Instead of that, they are saying that the measurements are equal. That means suppose if it is x, it also should be what? X. Why? Because adjacent angles are equal. Once again, let me repeat, adjacent angles are equal. That's why I have marked it as x and x. Okay. Then read the remaining portion. Find the measure of each of the angles of the parallelogram. That is a question. That means you are supposed to calculate each angles. How? Tell me. So what we can write? Given that. Okay. Given that what? Adjacent angles of a parallelogram are equal. So let angle A is equal to angle B and let both angles are equal to x. Okay, I am considering the adjacent angles are equal. It is given that adjacent angles are equal and I am considering the angles as angle A and angle B as adjacent angles. Since they are equal, I am marking it as x. That's why I have written that angle A and angle B are equal, no? According to this question. Okay, according to the question it says that angle A and angle B are equal. So I am going to mark both as x. Any problem? No. And what is the specialty of adjacent angles of a parallelogram? We know adjacent angles are supplementary. That means angle A plus angle B should be what? 180 degree. Isn't it? Why? Because these are adjacent angles. So in a parallelogram, adjacent angles are supplementary. So angle A plus angle B is equal to 180. No. What was angle A? X. What is angle B? X. Then x plus x should be what? 180 degree. Any problem? What is x plus x? 2x. 2x will be 180 degree. Any problem? X plus x is 2x. So that implies what is x? 180. Take this 2 to left side. Sorry, right side. Divide by 2. 180 by 2 is 90 degree. So in that way, we got the value of x as 90. Any problem? That means angle A will be, angle A is nothing but x and x we got it as 90. So angle A will be 90. Angle B also will be what? 90. If this is 90, this is also 90 because opposite angles are equal 90, and if this is 90, this is also will be equal. So since opposite angles are equal 90, that means it's a parallelogram with all angles are 90 degree. Can you name this parallelogram? Obviously rectangle, because If all angles are 90 degree, it becomes a rectangle, no? Yes. So what we can write, so angle A is equal to angle B is equal to 90 degree, because both are x, no? And we got angle C is equal to angle D also will be 90. Why? Because how you got this? Because by the property opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. And I am marking it as dotted lines, but I supposed to see exact sentence in their notebook, in your notebook, when I check your notebook. Okay, so you are not supposed to stop here. You are supposed to give the reason. You are not supposed to mark like this, or നിങ്ങൾ ഇതിങ്ങനെ വെറുതെ പോസ്റ്റ് അടിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് ഞാൻ എഴുതിയത് മാത്രം എഴുതിയാൽ പോലെ അതിൻ്റെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് suitable steps you must fill. Are you following me? And this is the answer for the question. And if you want, you can write a conclusion. So this parallelogram we can treat as a rectangle because all angles are 90 degree. Any problem? Okay. This is for an extra information. Okay. Shall we go to the next question? Now we just read question number 7. Question number 7 is discussing about a parallelogram HOPE. It's a parallelogram HOPE. Okay, it's a parallelogram HOPE. You must read the question. Okay. The adjacent figure HOPE is a parallelogram. You are supposed to find out the value of x, y, z. What will be the value of x, y, z? X, y, z you have to calculate, and this angle is given. Okay. So by using these both angles, you are supposed to calculate x, y, z. You get me? So you may understood the question. HOP is a parallelogram, and where this angle and this angle is given, you are supposed to calculate the value of x, y, and z. Okay. So how we can calculate the value of x, y, z? See, it is given that it's a parallelogram. HOP is a parallelogram. So obviously HO and EP should be parallel lines. Any problem? Because opposite sides of a parallelogram are parallel. This and this are parallel. And just produce this line. You know, I am producing this line. Once Christy asks her why we are producing this line. Actually, there is no strict rule that we must produce the line. അല്ല, പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യണമെന്ന് നിർബന്ധമില്ല. ഞാൻ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തത് കേട്ടോ. ഇങ്ങനെ ഡോട്ടർ ലൈൻസ് വെച്ച് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചാൽ ഇതൊരു ലൈൻ. എനി പ്രോബ്ലം? സി, ദിസ് ഈസ് എ ലൈൻ ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ഈസ് ലൈൻ ആൻഡ് ബോത്ത് ആർ പാരലൽ. വൈ? ബിക്കോസ് opposite sides of a parallelogram are parallel, no? So both sides are parallel, and you just think about this line. Can you consider it as a transversal? Yes, obviously you can consider it as a transversal. You can consider this line as a transversal. See, so the case will be like this. Both lines are parallel and this is a transversal. See, both lines are parallel. See, suppose this line and this line, and this is a transversal. See, just like this is a transversal, and we know that so formed this angle and this angle are equal. Why? Because alternative interior angles should be equal. We already discussed in a remark. If these two lines are parallel and if you consider this line as a transversal, so formed alternative interior angles should be equal. That means if you apply the same case here, this line and this line are parallel and this is a transversal, and so formed alternative interior angles are this angle and this angle. That means if this is 40 degree, see, if this is 40 degree, this also should be what? 40 degree, just like this. Oh, sorry, not in this way, sorry. അതിന് നിങ്ങൾ ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ലൈൻ കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്താൽ പോരാ. സോറി, അതിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് വന്നൊരു മിസ്റ്റേക്കാണ്. നിങ്ങൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നറിയോ, ഇതൊന്നും ഇങ്ങനെ തിരിച്ചു വെക്കാം, എന്നിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ ഇങ്ങനെ ചിന്തിക്കണം. അതിന് ഇതാ, സി, ഈ രണ്ട് ലൈൻ ഇതാ, ഈ ലൈനും പാരലാണേ. ഇതാ നോക്കി, ഈ ലൈൻ ഇതിങ്ങനെ പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുക നിങ്ങളിതാ, ഈ ലൈനും ഇതാ. You know that this line and this line are parallel. Why? Because opposite sides of a parallelogram again. This line and this line are parallel, and you just consider this as a transversal for both parallel lines. Just like this. See, this line and this line are parallel line. That means if we consider this line and this line as parallel, no? This line and this line as parallel, no? Just like this line and this line. Okay, ഞാനിവിടെ ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്ന കേസ് വേറൊരു തരത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞ് നിങ്ങളെ മനസ്സിലാക്കി തരുവാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ആ രണ്ട് പാരലൽ ലൈൻസ് ആൻഡ് കൺസിഡർ ദിസ് ട്രാൻസ്വേഴ്സൽ. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ദിസ് ട്രാൻസ്വേഴ്സൽ ഞാൻ വരയ്ക്കുകയാണ്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇവിടെ പറയുമ്പോൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് കാണുന്നെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ഇതിനെ വെച്ച് മനസ്സിലാക്കാം. നോക്കാം, ഇത് രണ്ട് പാരലൽ ലൈൻസ്, ഇതും പാരലൽ ലൈൻസ് അതുപോലെ തന്നെയാണ് ഇവിടെ ഞാൻ വരച്ചേക്കുന്നത്. പിന്നെ ഈ ട്രാൻസ്വേഴ്സൽ അപ്പോൾ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ഈ ആംഗിളും ഈക്വൽ ആവണമല്ലോ. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വാട്ട് ഈസ് ആൾട്ടർനേറ്റ് ഇൻറ്റീരിയർ ആംഗിൾസ്. നോ, ഓക്കെ, സെയിം ഹിയർ. സി, ദിസ് ആംഗിൾ ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ആംഗിൾ ഷുഡ് ബി ഈക്വൽ. സി, this angle and this angle should be equal. That means if this is 40, this y also should be 40. Just like this, two parallel lines transversal so formed alternate interior angles are equal. Same case we are going to apply here. Two parallel lines transversal so formed alternate interior angles should be equal. In that way, can you tell me, can you find out the value of y, or can you fix the value of y as 40 degree? Why? Because see, once again let me repeat, both are parallel lines and this is a transversal so formed alternative interior angles are this 40 and y, that should be equal. So y should be equal to what? 40. You may understood. Okay, I know that there is no need of much explanation. You may understood. It is very clear. So y we got it as 40 degree. So first value we got as, see, the value of y we got it as what? 40 degree. By which reason? In bracket you can mention the reason. Why? Because alternative interior angles. Why? Because alternative interior angles. നിങ്ങൾ ഇതിന് മുമ്പത്തെ സെഷൻസ് ഇപ്പം ഞാനിപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ വ്യക്തമായി മനസ്സിലാകുന്നത് കുറച്ച് കുട്ടികൾക്ക് മാത്രമേ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. കാരണം ഏതൊക്കെ കുട്ടികളാണോ എൻ്റെ കഴിഞ്ഞ വീഡിയോ നല്ല ഡെപ്തിൽ കണ്ടത് അവർക്ക് മാത്രമേ ഇത് മനസ്സിലാവുള്ളൂ. ബാക്കിയുള്ളവരോട് പിന്നെ ഷിബിൻ സാർ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നത് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് കാര്യമില്ല. കാരണം മുമ്പത്തെ ടോപ്പിക്ക് ഞാൻ എടുത്ത ക്ലാസ് വളരെ ഡെപ്തിൽ പഠിച്ച കുട്ടികൾക്ക് മാത്രമേ ഈ ടോപ്പിക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുള്ളൂ. So we got the value of y as 40 degree. So in that means we got the value of y as 40 degree. Okay, any problem? No. And now we just see, if this is 70, can you find out this angle? Anyway, why we got it as 40 degree? We need x and z more. If this is 70 degree, what will be this? 110 degree. Can you give me the reason? Because both angles are linear pair, both angles are standing on a line, so both are linear pair, so sum should be 180. So out of that this is 70, so it should be 110, because 110 plus 70 only give you what? 180 degree, isn't it? Yes. So what we can write, we got what is the name of this angle? Can you name this angle? HOP. So we know, or now angle HOP is equal to 110 degree. Why? Because 180 minus 70 is nothing but what? 110 degree. The reason is linear pair. 180 means we know that sum of the angles in a linear pair is 180. Out of that 70 is given, so the next angle will be 180 minus 70, that is 110. Any problem? No. So in this way we got this angle as 110, because sum should be 180, because both are linear pair. Out of that one angle is given, so this angle will be 180 minus that 110. So we got that angle as 110. And now we just think about this triangle HOP. Think about the triangle HOP. Anyway, let me ask you a question. If this is 110, x also will be 110. Why? Because both are opposite angles of this parallelogram. So if this is 110, x also should be 110, because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal, no? Okay. So we can easily write that x is equal to 110. In bracket we can give the reason what? Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Okay. So we got the value of x and y. Now only value is remaining, it is z, no? One value is remaining, it as z. How we can calculate the value of z? Many different ways are there. See, can I write angle H plus angle O is equal to 180 degree? Can you give me the reason why I have written like this? Why I have written angle H plus angle O is equal to 180 degree? See, angle H means this total angle. See, complete angle. Angle H means I mean angle H by this complete angle. Angle H means complete angle plus angle O. Angle O I mean this angle 110 degree. ഈ ആംഗിളും, അതായത് ഈ മൊത്തമുള്ള ഈ ആംഗിളും ഈ ആംഗിളും കൂടെ ആഡ് ചെയ്താൽ 180 കിട്ടണം. കാരണം എന്താ? അത് രണ്ടും ഈ പാരലോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ അഡ്ജസൻ്റ് ആംഗിൾസ് ആണ്. ഏതൊക്കെ? ഇതും ഈ ടോട്ടൽ ആംഗിളും ഈ വലിയ എച്ച് ഒ പി എന്നുള്ള പാരലോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ അഡ്ജസ്റ്റൻ ആംഗിൾസ് ആണ്. അഡ്ജസ്റ്റൻ ആംഗിൾസ് ഓഫ് എ പാരലോഗ്രാം സപ്ലിമെൻ്ററി അല്ലേ. അപ്പോൾ ഇതും കൂടെ ആഡ് ചെയ്താൽ 180 കിട്ടണ്ടേ. കാരണം എന്താ, ഒരു പാരലോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ അഡ്ജസ്റ്റൻറ്റ് അടുത്തടുത്ത് കിടക്കുന്ന ആംഗിൾസ്. അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ ആലോചിക്കണം, ഇതാണ് പാരലോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ ഒരു ആംഗിൾ, ഈ പാരലോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ ഒരു ആംഗിൾ, ഇതാണ് പാരലോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ അടുത്ത അഡ്ജസ്റ്റൻ ആംഗിൾ. അപ്പം ഈ ആംഗിളും കൂടി 180 കിട്ടണ്ടേ. യെസ്, ദാറ്റ്സ് വൈ ഹാവ് റിട്ടൺ ആംഗിൾ എച്ച് പ്ലസ് ആംഗിൾ ഈസ് ഈക്വൽ 180 ഡിഗ്രി. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ റീസൺ? Because adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. And what this angle H stands for? Angle H, how you will get angle H? When you add this 40 and Z only will give you angle H. ഈ 40 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? ഇവിടം മുതൽ ഇവിടം വരെയാണ് 40, പിന്നെ ഇവിടം മുതൽ ഇവിടം വരെ Z ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ആംഗിൾ എച്ച് കിട്ടണമെങ്കിൽ ഈ 40യും സെഡും കൂടെ ആഡ് ചെയ്യണ്ടേ. യെസ്, സോ ആംഗിൾ എച്ച് ഈസ് ഗിവൺ ബൈ 40 പ്ലസ് Z. സോ ആംഗിൾ എച്ച് ഈസ് ഓവർ plus, so angle H is over 40 plus Z angle H. Then angle O we got it as what? 110 degree. So 110 degree is equal to what? 180. So angle H plus angle O 180 degree, because of the reason adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Angle H replaced by 40 plus Z, angle O is 110 is equal to 180 as it is. And now what is 40 plus 110? 150 remaining is plus Z is equal to 180. In that way we will get the value of Z as 180 minus 150. What is that? 30 degree. So we got the value of Z as 30 degree. So in short, Y is 40 and X is 110 and Z is 30. So now it's a time to read question number 8. Let me explain the question number 8 for you. In the question number 8, 2 figures are given and you are supposed to calculate the value of X and Y. Okay, but here there is a difference. In the previous question, this is your first figure, this is your second figure, and you can see that in the previous question X and Y and Z are represented, they are representing the angles, but in this question this X and Y are representing the sides. In the previous question we marked angles by X, Y, Z and we used to calculate that, but here X and Y are in sides, not in angles. So can you use any property of angles here? So in the previous question, in order to solve previous questions, we used alternative interior angles property, and adjacent angles are supplementary that property, and opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal that property. But can you use that kind of property here? No. Why? Because here X and Y are on the sides. So no need of, is there any need to apply angles property here? No. So we have to relate, or we have to compare the sides. Okay, how many properties you know about parallelogram in terms of sides? Opposite sides are equal, no? So in order to solve this question, first figure, let us use that property in a what? The answer for this question, we know that in a parallelogram what? Opposite, because in this question ഇവിടെ എക്സും വൈയും വന്നത് ഈ സൈഡ്സിലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ സൈഡിൻ്റെ ടൈമിൽ നമ്മൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും കാര്യം അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്തെങ്കിൽ ഇത് കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ഇൻ എ പാരലോഗ്രാം വി നോ ദാറ്റ് ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡ്സ് ആർ ഈക്വൽ. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഈ പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി ഞാൻ എടുക്കാൻ കാരണം ഇവിടെ പാരലോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ 4 സൈഡിലുമാണ് ഈ എക്സും വൈയും മാർക്ക് ചെയ്തേക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ സൈഡുമായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യം എടുക്കണം. ഇൻ എ പാരലോഗ്രാം ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് സൈഡ്സ് ആർ ഈക്വൽ. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് GU ഷുഡ് ബി ഈക്വൽ ടു SM, isn't it? GU should be equal to SM and GS should be equal to UM. GS should be equal to, this is N, no? Okay, sorry. SN. And GS should be equal to UN. GS should be equal to what? UN. Any problem? Okay. And what is GU? GU is nothing but 3y minus 1. So 3y minus 1 should be equal to what? That implies 3y minus 1 should be equal to 26, no? Because opposite sides are equal. 3y minus 1 is equal to 26. From this expression, we can easily calculate the value of y. How? If 3y minus 1 is equal to 26, what will be 3y? 26. When you take this minus 1 to right side, it becomes plus 1. Any problem? So that implies 3y is equal to 27. Then y will be what? 27 by 3 is equal to what? 9. So we got the value of 9 as y. Any problem? By comparing these opposite sides, and when you compare this opposite side, we will get the value of x also. This opposite side also should be equal. That means 3x should be equal to 18. Okay, isn't it? So 3x should be equal to and 3x should be equal to 18. So what is the value of x? 18 divided by 3. What is that? 6. So here value of x is 7 and value of y is 9. By comparing the opposite sides. Very simple, no? You may understood that question, and this is your next sub question, and you are supposed to find out the value of x and y here. But here, instead of marking x and y on the sides, here it was on the sides, isn't it? But here it is in the diagonals, isn't it? They used to mark these x and y quantities and are on the diagonals. So where they marked the things, according to that we must think. That's why here they used to mark out on the sides. That's why we took a property of the sides. Here it is on the diagonal, so we are supposed to take the property of the diagonals. If it is in the angles, we are supposed to use the property of the angles, like adjacent angles are supplementary, opposite angles are equal, linear pair, all those things. But here it is on the diagonal, so we must use some property based upon the diagonals. See, we already discussed that diagonals are bisecting. What? Diagonals are bisecting. So the answer for this question, we know that diagonals of a parallelogram are bisecting. Diagonals of a parallelogram are bisecting. That means what it means. Suppose if this point is O, RO should be equal to ON. We already discussed this part should be equal to this part and this part should be equal to this part. That is what is diagonals are bisecting. RO should be equal to ON. That is RO should be equal to ON, and this is the symbol for that is IE. Okay, and mathematically OU should be equal to SO. OU should be equal to SO. So now what we can say, this 16 should be equal to x plus y. 16 should be equal to x plus y. Are you following me? 16 should be equal to x plus y, and y plus 7 should be equal to 20. Y plus 7 should be equal to 20. That is what is diagonals are bisecting. This part should be equal to this part and this part should be equal to this part. So 16 is equal to x plus y and y plus 7 is equal to 20. Think about the first expression. Here x is unknown, y is unknown. So we cannot do anything here. That means here x, we don't know the value of x. Y, we don't know the value of y. With two unknown, we cannot proceed. But whereas in the second expression, only one unknown is there. So take the second expression. That means choose y plus 7 is equal to 20. Then what is the value of y here? Keep y in the left side, right side 20 is there. Take plus 7 to right side, become minus 7. What is 20 minus 7? 13. So we got the value of y as 13. Once again, y plus 7 is equal to 20. Keep y in the left side, right side 20 is there. Plus 7 when you take to right side, become minus 7. So 20 minus 7 will be what? 13. Any problem? No. So we got the value of y as 13. And now it is the time to take the first expression. First expression was what? X plus y is equal to 16 was the first expression. X plus y is equal to 16. Take that expression. So take x plus y is equal to 16. So that implies x we don't know, but we got the value of y as what? 13. We got the value of y as 13. So substitute y as 13 here. It's equal to 16. In the expression x plus y is equal to 16, x maintain as it is. Instead of y you can write 13 because we got the value of y as 13. So y is equal to 13. So x plus y is equal to 16 become x plus 13 is equal to 16. Then what is the value of x? 16. Right side as it is. Take this plus 13 to right side, become minus 13. 16 minus 13 will be 3. So we got the value of x and y. Which was the property we used? Diagonals are bisecting. You may understood, no? And this is your question now. Question number 9. In the below figure, both RISK, see RISK is a parallelogram, and CLUE is another parallelogram. Find the value of x. Only one variable is there, or only one unknown is there, x. You are supposed to calculate the value of x. So according to the question, they have given two different parallelograms. Can you find it out? Which are the two different parallelograms? First parallelogram is RISK. Let me use another ring for that. RISK. See, RISK. See, so now we can call it as black parallelogram, and another one is red parallelogram. See, I think it is clear for you, no? Okay, so this is your first parallelogram. RISK is your first parallelogram, and second parallelogram CLUE. See, can you identify that parallelogram? This is your first parallelogram, and CLUE. This is your second parallelogram. Okay, see, CLUE. E is your second parallelogram and RISK is your first parallelogram. Okay, you are supposed to find out the value of x. Very simple question. See, let me ask you a question. If this is 120, what will be this angle S? This angle, this angle. This is your angle S. Not x. X ഇതാണ് ഈ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചേക്കുന്നതാണ് എക്സ്. ഞാൻ ഈ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്തേക്കുന്ന ഈ ആംഗിളില്ലേ, ഈ ആംഗിള് ഇതാ, അത് ഞാൻ വേണേൽ ഒരു വേറെ കളറാക്കാം. നമുക്ക് പേടിക്കണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇഷ്ടം പോലെ കളറുകളുണ്ടല്ലോ. സി, this is what is you are supposed to calculate. This is what is you are supposed to calculate. See, okay, angle x, and I am not asking about angle x, I am asking about angle S. This angle, this marked angle, this one, this one, this one, this one. What will be this angle S? Or what is the specialty between angle K and angle S? They are adjacent angles of the parallelogram RISK. Angle K and angle S are adjacent angles of this parallelogram. That means, can I write in parallelogram RISK, can I write angle K plus angle S is equal to 180? Why? Because angle K and angle S are adjacent angles of the parallelogram black parallelogram RISK, isn't it? So angle K plus angle S should be 180 degree because adjacent angles are supplementary. Adjacent angles are supplementary. Okay, then angle K is given as 120 degree, angle S we don't know, 180 degree. As it is 180 degree, angle S we don't know. Angle K we substituted, angle S as it is, 180 degree as it is. Then what will be angle S? 180 minus 120, that is what? 60 degree. So we got the value of angle S as what? 60 degree. So you can ask me, so why we are calculating angle S and all? Here question is to calculate angle X or value of X. Wait there, angle S. आप थोड़ा वेट कीजिए आराम से. Okay, so we got the value of angle S. Anyway, we are supposed to calculate angle X. Let it be there. And now can you tell me the value of angle E? Now I am going to calculate the angle E, this angle. I am going to calculate angle E, this angle. Angle E, this angle. If this is 70, angle E also will be 70. Why? Because consider the parallelogram CLUE. Consider the parallelogram CLUE. In the parallelogram CLUE, angle L and angle E are opposite angles of the parallelogram. We know that opposite angles of the parallelogram are equal. If angle L is equal to 70, angle E also should be what? 70, because opposite angles are equal. That means in parallelogram CLUE, what we can write? Angle L is equal to angle E. That implies angle E will be what? 70 degree, because angle L and angle E are equal and angle L is given as 70 degree. So angle E also should be 70 degree. Why? In bracket you can give the reason why. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. You may understood. So now you just think about, we got angle S and angle E now. Okay, now we just think about the smaller right triangle TSE. Think about the smaller triangle TSE. Think about the smaller triangle TSE. Think about the smaller triangle TSE. Think about that triangle, smaller one. In triangle TSE, by using angle sum property, what we can write? When you add all the angles of this smaller triangle, sum should be what? Sum of angles of any triangle should be 180 degree. So obviously that property will satisfy in this case of triangle also. In small, let it be smaller or bigger triangle, for in any triangle sum of three angles should be 180 degree. So in triangle, that smaller triangle TSE also, angle T plus angle S plus angle E. When you add angle T and angle S and angle E, we must get what? 180 degree, because it's a triangle, 180 degree. So angle T we don't know, that is what is given as X. And angle S we already calculated. What is angle S? 60. And angle E we already calculated. What is angle E? 70 is equal to what? 180. So this is your equation. Replace this equation with the known things. Angle T we have marked it as X because it is given as X. Angle S we got. Angle E also we have calculated. And this will give you the value of X. X plus what is 60 plus 70? No, 130 is equal to 180. Then what is the value of X? Maintain X in the left side, right side is 180, take this plus 130 to right side, it become minus 130. What is 180 minus 130? It is 50 degree, and this is the value of X. And now you may understood why Shibin sir calculated angle S and angle E. This is the reason, because after all we are considering this as a triangle, angle sum property, we can easily calculate the value of x. I think it is very clear for you. See, so in that exercise, 3 more questions are remaining, but I felt that 3 more questions are not at all important questions. All the important difficult questions we have discussed, but I'm going to give you some hints to solve out that remaining 3 questions. And when you get time, just try to solve that question. And if you feel any doubt, that means I'm asking about saying about the remaining 3 questions. And if you feel any doubt, just call me. I'm going to give you some hints to solve that question. Okay, by using that hints, we can easily solve out. Not so important. Okay, but you have to try yourself when you get time. So what is the need of time? You have to find some time and solve yourself. If you have any doubt, call me. And after completing your answer, you have to check the backside answer. You have to compare with the backside answer. Okay. ഇത് മാത്രമല്ല, ഞാൻ ചെയ്ത എല്ലാ പ്രോബ്ലവും ഷിബിൻ സാറ് ചെയ്തത് ശരിയാണോ, ബേക്കിൽ ആൻസർ ശരിയായിട്ടാണോ ഷിബിൻ സാറിന് കിട്ടിയെന്നൊക്കെ നിങ്ങൾക്കും ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് യു ക്യാൻ കറക്റ്റ് മീ. And in order to solve the remaining question, this will be helpful for you. See, in the question number 10, it is given as 100 degree and it is given as 80 degree. And the question is asking that this is given as 100 degree and this is given as 80 degree. And question is asking that whether a question says that can you find out a pair of parallel lines here. That means ഇതാണ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. നിങ്ങൾക്കൊരു കോഡിലായിട്ട് തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇവിടുത്തെ ആംഗിൾ 100 ഡിഗ്രിയും ഇവിടുത്തെ ആംഗിൾ 80 ഡിഗ്രിയും തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങളോട് ചോദിക്കുന്നത് ഇതിൽ പാരലായിട്ടുള്ള ലൈൻസ് ഏതൊക്കെയാണെന്ന്. കാണുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ അറിയാം ഇതുമാണ് പാരലായിട്ടുള്ള ലൈൻസ്. അതിന് യു ഹാവ് ടു ഗിവ് എ മാത്തമാറ്റിക്കൽ റീസൺ. ദ റീസൺ ഈസ് ജസ്റ്റ് ലൈക്ക് ദിസ്. Consider 2 lines. Consider a transversal. I don't know whether these 2 lines are parallel or not. Once again, let me repeat. Just consider 2 lines. I don't know whether that lines are parallel or not at first. At first, I don't know whether these 2 lines are parallel or not. I have just draw 2 lines and just draw a transversal. And suppose this angle and this angle. Suppose if I calculate both angles, that means this angle and this angle. What is the speciality of these angles? We already discussed in remark. If you have any doubt, just take some previous session and revise. We already discussed in a remark. Sum of these 2 angles should be what? 180 degree. Why? Because both angles, what is the speciality? Both angles are on the same side of transversal. This is your transversal and both angles are on the same side of transversal. The speciality is they are not equal, but when you add both, you will get 180 degree. So if you are getting this angle, if once you add this angle and this angle, if you are getting the sum as 180 degree, this line should be parallel. ഇനി ഈ ലൈൻ രണ്ടും പാരലൽ അല്ലായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഇതിൻ്റെ രണ്ടിൻ്റെ സം 180 ആകില്ലായിരുന്നു. അതാണ് നിങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ ഉപയോഗിക്കേണ്ട പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി. ഓക്കെ, വൺസ് അഗെയിൻ കൺസിഡർ 2 lines, they are parallel. Consider a transversal and consider 2 lines. I don't know whether they are parallel. I repeat, consider 2 lines. I don't know whether they are parallel or not. How you can make sure they are parallel? Just find out these 2 angles. When you add these 2 angles, if you are getting 180, they are parallel. Just like this, think about these 2 lines. You can consider it as a transversal, and these both are angles on the same side of transversal. If you have any doubt, you can produce. See, 2 lines. I don't know whether they are parallel or not. Consider this as a transversal and both angles are on the same side of transversal, just like this. Add these angles. 100 it is given, 80 it is given. When you add 100 plus 80, we will get 180. If you are getting 180, these 2 lines should be parallel. So you can easily say that this line and this line are parallel, because when you add angles on the same side of transversal, if the result is 180, these 2 lines should be parallel. So this kind of property they have used it to solve the remaining questions. Okay, try yourself. And in the case of question number 12, it is saying that in the question number 12 is just like this. This angle is given as 130 degree, and they said that this line and they have said that this line and this line are parallel. In the question they already said that this line and this line are parallel, and this angle is given as 130 degree. Okay, you are supposed to find out angle this. You are supposed to calculate this angle. Okay, and if these 2 lines are parallel, you can consider this as a transversal. So this angle and this angles are on the same side of transversal. So when you add both angles, you must get 180 degree. Out of that, one angle is given as 130. So this should be what? 50 degree. Angle P should be what? Angle P should be 50 degree. Angle P should be 50 degree. Once again, let me repeat. See, it is given that these two lines are parallel. If these two lines are parallel, if you consider this as a transversal, this angle and this angle are angles on the same side of transversal. So sum should be 180. Out of that, this angle is given. So next angle you can easily calculate, because you have to find an angle such that sum should be 180, because both are angles on the same side of transversal. In that way, you have to solve the remaining question. So this is it. So by this video, we have finished exercise 3.3 completely. And just one more exercise is remaining, and about that exercise, it is very simple exercise. Exercise 3.4 is very simple exercise. We could easily finish this exercise within 20 minutes, and next video we will finish that exercise, and we will open the very next chapter by the next video. Thank you. Please practice well. I know that the video is a little bit lengthy, so you have to adjust with that. Please എനിക്ക് നിങ്ങളെ അത്രയ്ക്കും ഇഷ്ടമാണ് 8th A കുട്ടികളെ. നിങ്ങൾ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. വീഡിയോയ്ക്ക് ലെങ്ത് ആണെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങളത് കണ്ടു തീർക്കുമെന്നൊക്കെ എനിക്ക് നല്ല ബോധ്യമുണ്ട്. സോ ഐ ലവ് യു ഓൾ. സോ പ്ലീസ് പ്രാക്ടീസ് വെൽ. താങ്ക് യു. ഹാവ് എ നൈസ് ഡേ.